Hello and welcome to this second season of Hassleholm. So right now, as you can see, we are sitting top of the table after 8 games and we are on 17 points. We've only lost 1 game. So let's get stuck right into who do we buy, who are the youngsters that are coming through, and how are we top of the table. So let's go transfers, straight into history. First signing was a guy called Jesper Karlsson. Honestly, not much to write home about. He's just a centre midfielder. Not much about him that is really good, just pretty much a squad player and a fringe player at best. Next up, he's become a bit of a fan favourite at Hassleholm, and he is called Hugo Tilly. The guy is 6'3". We're playing him as a target player. I like a lot of these key attributes. 6'3", jumping reach of 15, off the ball of 12, long shots 12, determination 12. And he's actually done really well. So far, he's scored 6 league goals in 7 appearances, has an average rating of 7.62. You can see he's doing some really good stuff recently in terms of his form. So we really like Hugo Tilly. Let's go and have a look at another player, Tomelo and Joti. Now, I will talk a little bit more in detail about how we find these players, especially when you're a 4th tier Swedish club with no real scouting outside of your region. So this is Njoti. Njoti is a South African player, can play as an attacking centre midfield. He's scored 1 goal. However, in pre-season, we were playing him as a forward. He was banging them in. 6 goals in 4 games in pre-season. And once the season started, he just was not able to score. So we're now playing him in an unfavoured position. Yanir Ramirez, here he is, centre back, 29, 6'4", big Colombian fella. Okay, look at that jumping reach of 14, aggression of 13, penalty taking of 11, which he's already banged in 1 for us so far. Next up, Carlos Tenorino. Now, this fella came in on a non-contract and he's already decided, as you can see, to leave the club. So he will be leaving already. He's only 5'5", but that's got nothing to do with his transfer status. Anyway, here he is, Carlos Tenorino. I really liked. I thought he was going to be a good player. You know, work rate of 12, vision of 13, passing of 13. But he's decided to already leave. So he is off. He's joining La Panteras on the 7th of January. Next up, young lad, free transfer, regen. His name is Senad Kowali. Senad Kowali, here he is, young striker. Look at that pace, 15 pace. Okay, teamwork of 16 and finishing of 13. Now he's 17 years old. He's got good potential for the future, and he came in on a free transfer. Here he is. This fella is called Gonzalo Fleita. Gonzalo Fleita is on a non-contract. However, he wanted 200 quid a week, and we are paying him that. I don't know if he's worth it yet, but we'll see. Here he is in all his glory. He's the Argentinian, and he's 5'6", so pretty small. But he's got finishing, dribbling, first touch, work rate, horrific. So don't ask him to work hard off the ball. But good pace, good agility, good acceleration. And he's got the potential to be a first division player. He's doing okay. Look, 6.88, pretty bang average, right? 2 goals in 8 appearances. Not much else. He isn't doing it for us. But again, no contract. We could let him go if it doesn't work out. Next up. Now you're saying, well, Max Nilsson played for you last year. Yes, he's back on loan to us. Part of him signing a contract was that they would send him back to us on loan. He's a really talented young player, 18 years old now, and he's doing really well. Just under the 7 average rating. He hasn't scored any goals, but 2 assists, and he's just a really tidy player in centre of midfield. Next up, Jose Tomas Castro. Again, Chilean, I believe. We found him in the middle of nowhere. He has scored 2 goals in 3 appearances. Let's have a little look at his history. Yep, we found him. He was at Colchagua in Chile and was released on a free transfer, and we've snapped him up. I mean, there's lots to like. He's got pace of 14, acceleration of 14, dribbling of 13, finishing of 10, heading of 14, which 5'8" doesn't really help. But again, centre forward, scored 2 in 3, and not a bad signing at all. Next up, here are some loan players, okay? And obviously Castro was a loan player, Nilsson was a loan player, but Miles Bright of Huddersfield. I'll talk a little bit, I guess, how I managed to get these loan players. So just because I love Championship and I follow Watford, I went in and basically went into every under 21 team and just searched down who was listed for loan and then put in an application. And if they were able to come to me and wanted no wage, then I brought them in. They're going to be better at any of the other players that we have at the club. So this lad, he's got a bit of pace about him. He's got a bit of flair, right? And he's a wide midfielder. So we brought him in on loan. We're paying no money for him. And this is not a bad signing. We did the same here with Sonny Singh of Stoke. Just come in, 6'2", come in and play some fourth tier Swedish football, Sonny Singh. And here he is, 7 appearances. He's got 6.66 average rating, which isn't great, but he's pretty good for our league. Who else did we sign on loan? As you can see, we raided Watford a little bit. James Morris is a left back, formerly of Southampton. Good physicals, acceleration and pace. Nice leadership in there. Bit of aggression, bit of bite about him. Tackling a 13, crossing a 12. Very good attacking left back. He's got 3 assists in 6 games so far on a 6.79 rating. And then Scott Holding. Now, I don't really know much about Scott Holding. We haven't really seen too much of him at Watford at all. Signed on an undisclosed transfer from Ashton United in the Northern Premier League. Anyway, we're giving him game time over here at Hassleholm. He's actually been playing as a no-nonsense right fullback. And he's done really well. Look at that, 7.28 as an average rating. He's already got a goal and he's got in that 7 appearances. So let's have a look at our tactic. Here we go. Now, we have gone 4-2-4 direct. It is honestly what works with a big target man. As you can see, Hugo Tilly up there as the target player. We've got to utilise that 6'3" stature. And then Castro as a poacher off him, so little and large. And Joti, as I said, is playing out of position, but we're going to just continue to push him out there. There's not much else we can do. The youngster that we want to bring through isn't good enough yet, and he should be okay. And then Fleita is out on the wide. He can play through the middle as a striker, but he's doing bits out there on the right, so good stuff. Nilsson and Tenorino for this next game. However, normally Sonny Singh is in there. And then the back 4 of Morris, and here is Mbaye. We love Mbaye, love him. 6'2". He's doing really well this season for us. And then Ramirez, again, one of the signings. And then we've got a young little regen. This kid called Eneko Aguirre. We found him and he was just a regen, not assigned to any club. We went scouting and found him, and here he is. You know, he's a 5-star potential fullback, 17 years old. He's got technique of 12 already. Okay physicals, but some very decent mentals. Look at that, bravery of 17, teamwork of 18. Got a lot to like. He's doing a 6.8 average rating in the 5 games that we've played him so far. And so there you go. That is what we've done. Look at the schedule. Pre-season is always hard to read because you play teams that aren't quite good enough, right? And you're building up that morale, you're building up the fitness. But in pre-season, we won 3, drew 1 and lost 1. And then we started off the season with a 1-0 win, and that was to Eslovs, which are currently bottom of the league. And we managed to get it with a Hugo Tilly goal. Next up was a 1-0 loss to our rival Hassleholm. Not much between us, to be honest. They scored just before half-time and managed to get a goal and win the game. And then 2-2. Look at this. We had Yanir Ramirez, who scored a penalty, and then Gonzalo Fleita on the 83rd minute with a equaliser. Followed that up with another 0-0. So I'm thinking after the first 4 games, we've won 1, we've drawn 2, and we've lost 1. And that ain't really the tactic. As you can see here, we switched to go more of a 4-4-2. Then we even played around with a 4-3-1-2. Just wasn't working for us. And then, I don't know what happened here, but May was just, what a beautiful month of May. 4-0 win again, I can't even pronounce this, Azarums, IFFK. Followed that up with a 2-0 win away to Hogsby, and then a 5-1 win to Hittarps. Followed that up with a big game, only 64 in attendance at IFK Malmo, and we won 2-1. So if we look at it, we are undefeated in the last 6 games. We've won the last 4, conceding only 2. And if we're looking this up, we've scored, let's have a look. We've scored 8, 5, 13. We've scored 13 goals in the last 4 games and conceded 2. So not bad at all. Let's go and have a look at who we're playing today. This is Kristianstad's Footballs Arena. This is who we're playing, Kristianstad FC. They are travelling to Hassleholm, and let's see how we get on. All right, so here we go. We have got our matchup today. This is our Hassleholm team, 4-2-4, direct. Let's get stuck into them. And we are playing Kristianstad FC, playing a 4-2-3-1. They've won 2 games in the last 5. So they're in okay form. There you can see Hassleholm boys, number 1 in the table, top of the table, and Kristianstad are sitting 9th. Here we go. Let's skip past this bit. And off we go. First half. First little highlight goes to Kristianstad playing the ball around in a Barnet-looking type kit with the orange and black stripes. Big kit from Lundahl Pearson, and Castro is on the go, out there on the wide left. Plays it into Morris, into the box. Tilly scores 38 seconds into the game. Get in there, Hassleholm. Look at this. This is great play. Castro holds it up, waiting for the marauding Morris down the left-hand side, up from fullback. Crosses it in low, and Tilly with his left foot slots it in. Thank you very much. 1-0 to Hassleholm. Free kick, Kristianstad, dump it in the box and it's headed, and you've got to be on your game to head it over Pearson at 6'6". Big kick forwards, go on, get on it. Ball over the top, Morris has got that. Into Mbai, into Nilsson, back into Morris, lump it forward, and they've won the ball back again. Now, if we can hit Tilly on the head, he's pretty good in the air, and we're looking for the flick-ons. But obviously our possession isn't that great because we are just playing a lot more direct balls. Because we don't really have the technical players, no point trying to pass and ticky-tacker our way through this division in the 4th tier. We just got to get the ball into Tilly and see what he can do. Ball over the top. And Ramirez deals with that into Tenorino, ball over the top, and Castro in that corner again. Keeps it in. Boys, that is a big chance. Max Nilsson fires over the top from 18 yards. First 10 minutes as well. Should be 2-0 up. Here we go. Free kick just inside our half. Ball over the top, and Aguirre halumps it clear. Now, if we can win the ball from here and counter, we might be okay, but there you go. Go on, Morris. Steals it, and he is marauding down that left flank. Not many people up with him. Max Nilsson clips it again, and we lose possession of the ball. Aguirre, Tenorino, back into Ramirez, into Nilsson. And we're playing some nice football here. Fleita into Tilly, and Tilly fires it over into the empty stand behind the goal. Castro wins it back, out into Fleita. It's cutting inside, into Najoti. It's all very narrow, isn't it? Into Morris, and Castro looked miles offside there. I've got to say, I'm loving being in the 4th tier of this Swedish league. It is really interesting because of the signing periods. You are, like right now, we're in the 31st of May, which if you were managing in England, you know that's when all the players are being released. But we obviously have got no budget to go and get those free transfers or offering wages. So we've just got to try and get as many players from the weirdest divisions that have been, I guess, like releasing players. Ball over the top. Tilly wins the header, and where's Castro? And so, yeah, one of the ways that I've tried to find players is to click that little globe icon, go into world transfers, look at free transfers, and just do a crapshoot of just trying to find players. Because regionally, you can only find a certain number of players that are available. Christian stat are in there. And so what we've tried to do is try and find as many players in and around the region that have some technique and some physicality. And then it's just trying to get those loans in. Now, those loans were super important. And it's kind of like towards the back end of the season in England. So most of those clubs are trying to just kind of get those players some game time. And so they were more than willing to let us have these players on no wage whatsoever. We're under the cosh here. Now we're breaking free. Fleita driving forward. Can you play the ball in? He's open in the middle. There he is, Castro. Oh, come on, man. What a great break. Mbaye at the back. Into Njoti on the left-hand side. Into the box, and Castro, with some aerobatics, right? Trying to smash it over. Corner, Morris, near post. Go on, son. Oh, Mbaye, glancing header just over the bar. Here's Aguirre at the back. Into Fleita. Brings it down, drops it back into Ramirez and lumped forward, giving it away again. Our possession stats are not going to look good at all. Come on, boys. Great block. Now counter. Njoti into Castro. Out to Fleita. Into Castro again. Knocked it wide. It's Nilsson in the box. And it's a cross that's blocked and it's a corner. Here we go. Near post again. Get it up to the big man. Fleita. Ramirez gets up like a salmon at the front post but heads it wide. And that is a very entertaining first half. Should be a lot higher than 1-0. And let's have a little look at the analytics. Yeah, our XG suggests that we should have more goals. You can see here clearly that we have got 4-2-4. And their 13 is playing very close to the 15. Okay. I'm not really sure we need to do anything other. Maybe find a different gear. Castro needs to be a little more clinical in there. So let's just say that he has the difference or the ability to make a difference. And then let's go. Now, one of the things I have found in Football Manager is the second half. You might have won the first half comprehensively, but that second half, they really do come back. They somehow figure out, the AI figures out how to combat your tactics. So you've got to be pretty nimble and looking for those changes. Here we go, Morris, front post. Again, we're winning all of those front post corners. We just do not have someone who's got accurate heading. Here we go, corner again, Morris, front post again, son. There you go. Mohamed Mbaye gets up, powers it in, and that is 2-0. Morris swings it in, and Mbaye beats 4 players at the front post. Have a little look at the stats here. Yeah, 10 shots to their 7. They've had none on target until now, probably. There you go, fired it over. How are we doing? Gonzalo Fleita is on a yellow card. We might want to think about taking him off. Even though he's on a 7.2 rating, we do not want to go down to 10 men and give this game away. I love the fact that our back four is pretty deep for those long balls. Nilsson into Fleita. Brings it out to Njoti. Njoti gets down the line, he's going to cut back in. Morris crosses. Tilly, oh my word, what a volley. Hits the post. Aguirre wins the ball back. Fleita back into that wide. Gets up. Njoti gets in there. Boys, what a goal that is. What a cross by Fleita, and Njoti back post. The big South African gets up and smashes it in. What a cross. Boom, get up there. Thank you very much. And that is 3-0 against Kristianstad so far. And let's just pause it right here. It is time. Let's take off Castro. 6.5 isn't good enough. And let's bring on Camille Heck. He is a regen. We signed him, 17 years old, 6'2", bit of pace about him. Let's bring him on. And you know what? Max Nilsson at 6'4", he's going to come off. And let's bring on Jesper Karlsson. And then I think that shall do it for now. Well, there you go. What a great performance this has been so far. Don't want to give it up. We might change the old positive mentality and just notch it down to balanced. Morris clears it into Camille Heck, brings it in, drives inside, gives the ball away. Get there, Morris. Great save by Pearson. And Fleita's got the ball and he smashes it long. And that is not going to be a counter-attack. All right, we're going to take off Njoti and bring on one of our regen lads, Felix Bjorklund. Tilly into Karlsson, lays it through into Camille Heck, and it's not a good enough ball there. Tilly into Karlsson, again Karlsson with the bad through ball. Jesper Karlsson cannot pass. Giving the ball away again. The amount of times we turn the ball over. Heck into Tilly. He's taken it just a bit too wide, hasn't he? We're just coming up to 15 minutes to go here. Fleita with the corner. Front post and Mbaye again with the flick on. He's winning everything there. 10 minutes to go. Let's just drop it down to a balanced mentality. Jesper Karlsson again gives the ball away. Mbaye wins that header. Get in there, Tenurinho. Mbaye has been an absolute beast at the back. Aguirre into Tenorio, into Karlsson. Karlsson actually made a pass. Boys, what are we looking at here? Keep giving the ball away. Get there, Mbaye. Oh no. Ooh. David Lundgren gets one back for Kristianstad, and that is them. They're back in with a shout. That's what FM says. That is not good enough for us. We need to just do a couple of little things. Drop the tempo down. Passing directness a bit shorter. Bit more time wasting. And in transition out of possession, I think let's just drop that defensive line. Let's just drop this into there. And I think this will be, we're going to trap outside, invite the cross. Remember, we invite crosses because our goalkeeper is 6'6". Our two centre backs are like 6'4", 6'3". So we much rather deal with crosses than them coming through the middle. Last couple of minutes, free kick to Kristianstad, ball up the top, and they've won the header, and it's a blocked shot. Come on, boys. Henningsen into Lundgren. Boys, what are we doing? Let's go. Little demand more shout just to finish it off. Throwing for the boys. Aguirre into Ramirez, lumps it forward, even though we've got them on pass it shorter. Fleita wide right, drops it into the centre, and it's given away. We are making hard work of these final minutes here. What are we doing? This is Football Manager to a T. We were cruising 3-0 up, and all of a sudden, Kristianstad get a goal out of nothing. And then in the 91st minute, 92nd minute, again, I've dropped the line. I've done everything defensive. I do not know why FM does it like this. Another highlight. Are you kidding me? Okay, Ramirez into Tilly, into Fleita. Drops it back into Ramirez. Given a ball away again. Into Bjorklund. Drops it back into Mbaye. Into Ramirez. Into Tenuria. Keep the ball, boys. Fleita out on that wide right. Into Tilly, who's in the 18-yard box. Drops it back into Fleita. Back post header from your inverted 17-year-old winger Regen. That is not good enough. Cleared by the goalkeeper, and we've won it back again. This is the longest highlight of all time. Fleita drops it back into Aguirre. Switches the point of attack into Bjorklund. And a free kick is given him for it offside. Another highlight. I'm going to switch Morris for Gunnarsson. Ball over the top into Camille Heck. And that has put the game out of reach for our opponents there. A massive kick by the goalkeeper. And Camille Heck gets his first ever professional goal. Ball over the top. Camille Heck with a little touch and then a little clip over the goalkeeper. And that's 4-2. And possibly the highlights of this game have lasted a ridiculously long time. And we've even got another one. It's 96 minutes. 2 over the added time. Thank goodness for that. There we go. Well, thank you for sticking around and watching this game. There you go. We're on 4-2. Beat Christian Stat. James Morris. Got an 8.0 average rating. And the boys scored 4 goals. Honestly, what a ridiculous thing. 82nd minute, 92nd minute, 94th minute. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This is Hassleholm. Next video, probably towards the end of the season. Hopefully we can get promoted out of the division.